There's nothing like Minnesota high school football. Football nights are special. It's about the players, the fans, let's go! The communities. Prep Preview is here to set the stage each week. Dig into the key rivalries, the unique stories, the players to watch, and break down what it all means. The CARE TV Prep Preview on YouTube starts now. Hi everybody, this is Prep Preview on YouTube, our final show of the season. Of course, the Minnesota State football playoffs will begin on Thursday night, November 9th, and they'll run, at least the first week, will run through Saturday the 11th. I'm Randy Shaver along with Craig Norkus, and here we are, state football, and the final games played outdoors in Minnesota for 2023. The season always goes by way too fast. I know.
Can we
oh boy.
First just address the elephant in the room?
Yes, we can.
Wait a minute, what is that?
What is that?
That's not the elephant I was talking about, but that looks like a lot of fun. The elephant in the room I'm talking about is the fact that this is the last show of the season. You know what it makes me?
Yeah.
Look at the top there.
What?
Put that together. Melon and collie. It makes me very melancholy. I can't believe this is the last show. It blazes by every year, and I am tremendously sad.
Oh boy.
You know what?
Well,
melancholy actually is in the
okay.
dictionary. You can check the dictionary if
I
you
know
want.
it. I know it is.
Depressed, sorrowfully. That one might not be in there.
Be careful how you say that. We don't want this to be the last show for other reasons. Other than
forced
it's the
off
last
the
show.
FCC. Uh-oh, here we go. Violation.
Most of the state football playoff games are being played on Thursday night, November 9th, and because of that, we're going to cover them in greater detail than planned in a special Prep Sports Extra at 10:45 on Thursday night on KARE11.com, CARE YouTube channel, and the KARE 11 Plus streaming channel. I'm going to do a quick 2 minutes in our 10 o'clock news that night, but a longer show will be played on our streaming services on Thursday night at 10:45. So lots of highlights and scores on Thursday night. And of course, we'll be back on Friday with a full Prep Sports Extra at 10:15 and 11 o'clock. Normal. The only difference is the 11 o'clock show, we're going to reveal the full roster for the Minnesota Football All-Star Game, and we'll have more on that coming up in a minute.
Yeah, first, our Spotlight game on Thursday night, November 9th. It will be an epic Class 6A matchup.
It certainly will. Upstart, Edina, taking on Stillwater in the state playoffs.
I'll be there.
I know you will. And I talked with both head coaches, Bo Labor and Jason Potts, this week.
I'm expecting an exciting game. I'm expecting a tough game.
That's what we saw the first time on a rainy night in October. Owen Kemper intercepted a pass against the Stillwater backup QB and took it all the way for the winning touchdown. 14-7 Edina. The victory is part of a current 6-game winning streak after starting the season 1-3.
They made more plays than we did last time around. They found a way to win a 14-7 game. But we did some things uncharacteristic. We had a few penalties that cost us. We had 5 turnovers, which means that we basically had as many turnovers in one game that we had the previous 6. And we were still, had a chance right to the end in a 1-score game. So I think it was a good matchup, and I think, it's nice to be able to run this one back.
The team that you saw at the beginning of the year is not the team that we are now, and I think it's credit to our players to buy in, be positive, always our coaching staff, and just being an encourager, and we have grown so much.
Both teams feature a rarity in 6A football. Sophomore starting quarterbacks, Mason West for Edina, Nick Kinsey for Stillwater, who's thrown for over 2,000 yards and 22 touchdowns in 10 games.
His knowledge, his understanding, his mechanics, his willingness to try anything and everything, his coachability makes a lot of that stuff really easy.
But maybe the key Thursday night is the weather. Clear skies this time, which should provide a fast track on a neutral field at Park Center High.
It's tough to play a team twice in 1 year. You have to have some creativity in the game plan and show a few different looks, but at the same time, don't get overboard and confuse your own guys. So I'm looking for a good game. I'm expecting their best. I'm expecting them to be a little irritated about the last time we met, especially since their quarterback didn't play. So
I think you got to take care of the ball. You got to be good on third down. You're going to have to do something special. You got to do it in all three phases. And you got to be true to who you've been all year. Dance with the ones you brung.
And so Nick Kinsey, who left that game the first time around with an injury, is back healthy, so he'll be starting quarterback for Stillwater. And again, the winner of this game advances to US Bank Stadium for the 6A semifinals. So Thursday night, November 9th, it's our spotlight game,
yes,
Stillwater Edina. The first time we've spotlighted both of these teams this year.
Yeah. And I'm going to be very curious about this Edina team, because after 3 straight early losses, when they have that 6-game winning streak, but that streak includes some quality teams like Prior Lake, Shakopee, Maple Grove, and of course Stillwater.
Right.
But the Kemper pick 6 was literally the difference in that game. And in this matchup on a dry surface, I'll be looking to see if the Edina defense will be able to neutralize the 2,000-yard air attack of Nick Kinsey in Stillwater. It will be a lot of fun.
You know, in all the years I've covered high school football in the state, I can't remember 2 6A teams who are in the state playoffs, both starting sophomore quarterbacks.
It is amazing. I'm looking forward to that too, obviously.
And both have had great seasons for their teams.
Remarkable.
Yeah. Well, you were at the Spotlight game last Friday between Mankato West and Chan in 5A. It was the rematch, and Chan wins again, this time in another great game, 37-36. What did you come away with in that game?
You know, I saw 2 very well-coached teams, and I admired the early Mankato West game plan of stretching the field through the air. To me, it looked like they were deliberately trying to tire out Maxwell Woods by making him sprint up and down the field in deep pass coverage. And Maxwell Woods, of course, an all-state star who plays both sides of the ball for the Storm. But guess what? He didn't tire out. And we're going to hear more from him shortly. But let's get to these highlights. First play of the second quarter, Mankato West quarterback Bark Makinich connects with Carter Bursaw, 46-yard touchdown pass. It was 14-0 West at this point.
Maxwell chasing him down on that play.
How about the tush push for Chan? Braden Winchittle. Mankato West now leads 14-6 at the half. In third quarter, a 74-yard touchdown pass from Winchittle to Tyler Smith, one of 3 people that were all over the field this game. 2-point conversion tied it at 14. Scarlett strike back. Makinich was number 2 of the 3 people that were all over the field. He's so good.
I'm sorry. I think he's an all-state.
He's incredible.
First-team all-state quarterback.
That made it 21-14 Mankato West. Back comes Chan. 38-yard touchdown run by Maxwell Woods, the 3rd player of 3 that was all over the field. Chan takes their first lead with a 2-point conversion, 22-21. Fourth quarter, 4th and 2. This is what Mankato West does. You sell out to stop their short yardage jumbo package. And Makinich finds a seam and he busts it. He's done this all year. 28-22 West at this point. Then they tack on a 5-yard touchdown, Makinich to Jalen Schmidt. 36-22. It looked like Chan was in trouble, down by 14, but they come back fast as lightning. A strike to Winchittle to Bush, great catch, and he gets in the end zone. They're only down 6, 36-30 after the 2-point conversion. Right here, the big man gets in the 2-point conversion.
Dom Castanedo.
Castanedo. Here's the play of the game. 45 seconds left. It's 3rd and a mile. 3rd and a mile. Winchittle connects to Daxton Bush at the 3-yard line.
Catch.
Look at this catch in traffic. We're going to look at it again.
Catch.
I don't know how he maintains control of that ball in traffic, but literally it was the game-saving play, because shortly after that, with 30 seconds to go, the big man from the 1-yard line, Castanedo, takes it in. That's the game-winning point with the extra point after this, yes. Wow, they win an amazing game, 37-36. That was a fun game to cover.
So Chan moves into the state football 5A playoffs now because of that win, and they do it with Maxwell Woods leading the way. He's having, in my opinion, a player of the year season.
Literally.
And you can really appreciate this even more when you know how much all of this means to him personally. Will Hall has that story.
Maxwell Woods is one of the top football players in the state. The Chanhassen star and his teammates are chasing a perfect season. For Maxwell, every yard gained is a new branch in the legacy of the Woods family tree. There's a single pine tree you'll find on the southwest side of Storm Stadium.
Well, it's really hard not to think that, it kind of looks over the stadium.
Its roots anchored, a constant presence for the Woods family every Friday night for the last 11 years.
Having him just overlook the stadium is just a beautiful symbol.
On game days, this single tree connects father to son, branches tethered together by strength and love.
I kind of just look at that before every game and just know he's there with me.
Chanhassen star Maxwell Woods is finishing off a special senior season.
Friday night lights, right? There's nothing like it.
There aren't very many kids around like Maxwell Woods.
I've really tried to just be present in these moments because they're fleeting. Come on, Maxwell! Go, Maxwell!
The top running back in the state is committed to FCS Power North Dakota State.
In 22 years, I haven't been around anybody with the combination of balance and vision and explosiveness.
Before heading to Fargo, Maxwell is hoping to lead the Storm to their first ever state championship.
We got some big goals. We feel like this year we can compete to possibly win a state championship.
Speaking of SCS, Maxwell's parents, Keon and Andy, both played sports at Weber State. Andy, a basketball player, Keon, a football player. The two eventually relocated to Minneapolis to raise their family. Maxwell would often tag along to Dad's practices as Keon served as an assistant at Chanhassen.
Him and I, we were really close. He helped me shape who I am today.
In 2011, Keon was diagnosed with brain cancer.
You never think at the young age of, in your young 30s that you're going to be delivered news of terminal cancer.
An advanced case, Keon passed away in October of 2012. He was just 40 years old.
You have kids that keep you going, and I know that Keon would want us to keep going. He'd want us to have joy.
We couldn't be where we are today without my mom. She was so strong.
Shortly after Keon passed, the Storm program planted a tree to honor him.
Every time you walk by, it's a reminder that, this place has been built by a lot of really important people, and Keon's one of them.
That very tree now watches over the program as son carries Dad's legacy every yard of the way.
I feel like he's there every step of the way, watching down on me.
Seeing pieces of his dad, I'll see him run and you're like, that's his father. Oh my goodness, that is pure joy.
Maxwell Woods.
He does so with Mom and Dad proudly looking on, one from the bleachers.
Joining him tonight is his mom, Andy, but we also honor his father, Keon Woods.
The other, the treetops.
I hope he's proud.
I feel him all the time with us, and I talk to my kids about that all the time. He's always with us. He's always shining down on us. He is so proud of them.
In Chanhassen, Will Hall, KARE 11 Sports.
So you kind of know the other part of that story with Maxwell.
Yeah, it's a great story. And I had to say, for being one of the best overall athletes that I've covered in 22 years in this state in high school football, Maxwell is also one of the most humble and appreciative people that I've covered. I know there's great things in his future.
Absolutely. All right, so Saturday matchups in Class 5A. Chanhassen will play Mahtomedi to open up the playoffs. That should be a pretty interesting football game. It's being played at Apple Valley High School on Saturday.
Well, the only concern for Chanhassen at this point is being able to rebound and refocus and not have a letdown after such a dramatic win, But I know Coach Cullen Nelson will have them ready. I know he will.
Andover Armstrong will also, that's a rematch from the last night of the regular season when Andover beat Armstrong. Rogers will take on undefeated Alexandria, and Owatonna will play St. Thomas Academy. So it's a fun afternoon on Saturday of 5A football. And then that night in 3A, Minneapolis North will take on Dassel Cokato, that game being played at Orono. And in 3A, also Annandale from the local area will take on Coy Parrish and Esco. That's a 1 o'clock game being played in Brainerd. Some really good
You know,
matchups.
if I'm the scoreboard at the Annandale Esco game, I better be getting rest right now because
have those
that thing is
hands
going to
flexed and
light
ready.
up
Yeah.
when they play.
Esco has just dominated so many teams. This should be a really good football game. Now, 4A will be played on Thursday night and will feature Rocori against Orono. It's a fun rematch as Rocori handed the Spartans their only loss of the season in October.
Yeah.
One of the stars in that game was Rocori senior Will Stile, and I talked with Will this week.
Orono was definitely a bigger team than we've faced. Like, I think to compare them would probably be Hutchinson, just how big of guys they have. I think their line was pretty physical, pretty big. Then just they have a lot of speed on that team too, so it was fun to play them. Orono's gonna come out a lot different than they did last time against us, just seeing how Becker and DL played us defensively. And then just like on defense, I think they're gonna try and do different stuff as well. So I think it's always hard being a team twice in a season, so we'll just have to bring our A game.
They met on October 18th. Orono led 16-0 until Stile picked off this pass for a touchdown. Rocori ended up winning the game 20-16, handing Orono their only loss of the season.
The play that turned that game around was your interception for a touchdown. What did you see on that play?
Yeah, we've been, like, in film, we saw they had this, out of doubles was the formation. We saw they had, the outside guys would run verts, and then the inside guys would run, like, 5-yard outs. And I told my coach, like, right before, I'm like, I think this is the play they're going to run. He's like, yeah. So we just decided to play, like, a hard cover 2 that, and I was just in the right spot at the right time. For me, being my size at 6'2", about at corner, I think it's just hard for teams to, like, go one-on-one with me. Just like this last week against number 4 for Becker. He's a big dude. I think they're used to just throwing the ball up to him. I think it just made some problems for them trying to go up against me one-on-one with my height. And I think I can run with anybody as well, so it's just fun being able to go against the small guys and the big guys if I have to.
So what's the key for you guys? How do you win this game?
I think we're going to do a lot of the similar stuff we did against them last time. In the second half of our game, we started running the ball way better, so it's just going to be really grinding the ball down the field, making them stop us defensive or on offense, and then just really play complementary football.
So keep in mind, to get to this point for Rocori, they had to beat Detroit Lakes and Becker, the number one team in 4A, just to get to the state football playoffs. And then, of course, they get Orono in the rematch. There's other 4A games being played on Thursday night. You see them listed there. And then the other 6A matchup on Thursday is Centennial against Rosemount.
Well, Centennial shut out Rosemount 9-0 in a very physical game on October 19th. I expect that one to be close and low scoring again, and even more physical if that is all possible.
Right, and that game being played at Lakeville South. On Friday, it's a light schedule. Eden Prairie and Lakeville North will play each other on Friday night. That game's at Spring Lake Park High School. And then Lakeville South will take on the 6th seed Eastridge, who surprised a lot of teams to get to this point. That game being played at St. Michael Albertville on Friday night. Then there's a 3A game, Albany and Dilworth, being played at Alex, and we're watching some of those 1A games on Friday as well. Mayor Lutheran taking on Belgrade Bruton.
I will be at the Lakeville North Eden Prairie game for our spotlight, and it's going to be a legendary game. EP undefeated, and North literally one fourth quarter botch snap away from being undefeated. And both teams giving up an identical stingy 14 points a game, but many of those points were scored against second-team defenses when games were dominated early and players rested.
It's going to be a fabulous football game, no doubt, on Friday. We're going to take a minute now on this last prep preview show to get an update from Park High head football coach Rick Fricklin. Remember, he decided that his team would wear the Guardian caps on their helmets in all their football games this season. They were the first team in Minnesota to make that decision.
Get your gear on!
Park coach Rick Fricklin said this in August after making the decision his team would be the first in Minnesota to wear the Guardian caps in football games.
The over-under is 1,000 emails that first week that you're about to get saying how stupid it looks.
Mushroom helmets, we call them.
Kind of like a padded mushroom-looking thing.
There was immediate reaction, people wondering about what Park was doing. But not long after that,
people stop noticing them, to be totally honest. My boosters, my parents, everyone says, you know, we noticed them for the first game or two, and then after that, we're just kind of watching the game like normal and doing what we normally do. I had less coaches ask me about it because they kind of knew what was coming and going on. But a couple of the 6A coaches in our little, you know, pregame conversations, they were saying, I don't think you'll be the only team in the state of Minnesota to do what you're doing next year. So
can you tell us anything about the impact on wearing those caps as far as injuries are concerned?
Yeah, you know, we're in the process of doing that right now, just compiling all the data and trying to find out if something occurred in a practice and if it occurred during a game. So we don't have that information to share quite yet. My trainer and I are putting that all together. No cap ever came off. They did pop up and need to be pulled down, but no cap ever came off, and it was never a nuisance for anybody. We never had to stop a game or take a player out of a game because the Guardian cap came out. It didn't, and we're an offense that we like to play very, very fast, and we never had to slow down because of that, and then no one ever had to come out of a game on defense or special teams because they were having an issue with their cap. One really interesting thing is after week 3, we actually had a young man that got a really bad concussion last year, and his parents wouldn't let him play, and they saw the news story and they decided to let him come back and play football again. So it was a lot of fun to see a real world example of a parent saying, you know what, they're clearly doing the things to make this game as safe as it can. My son would really like to participate. I'm going to allow that because I know that they are taking those steps.
Happy you did this?
Absolutely. I am happy.
And the reason is?
I don't mind being the first to try something new. I don't mind being the first to tell people, here's what our experience was. Really, there's so much going around about the game of football in general being safe or not, that if I can do something to keep this great game around, I'm going to do it. And if I can do something that I know won't hurt student athletes and might make parents a little more amenable to having their son or daughter try out football, then I want to do that.
And you got to give him credit for making that decision. He said the Guardian Cap Company told him a week after our story aired in late August that 3 big football programs in Minnesota ordered Guardian Caps for their programs for practice only, but we'll have to see what happens next year.
You know, what's interesting to me in this is how the process of change works. Human beings by nature are often resistant to change, even if it's only at a subconscious level, because it entails being different.
Right.
But by Fricklin's own account, people stopped noticing what was different because what was different soon became the normal. It's a testament to being courageous enough to ignore being obviously different in the interest of enacting good change.
And I think we will see a lot of teams making that decision. All right, our final hot highlights of the season.
Hot Highlights is sponsored by Truestone Financial.
Hot highlight number 1, who else? Maxwell Woods of Chanhassen breaks tackles, turns on the Jets, gets into the end zone, and that big win against Mankato West. That's hot highlight number 1.
Hot highlight number 2 is a fabulous run after the catch, touchdown by Myers Sweeney of Edina in an upset win over Maple Grove. I'll see them on Thursday. He beats the defense up the sideline. Great play by Sweeney. That's hot highlight number 2.
And number 3 is this touchdown catch by Gavin Berg of Hill Murray in the back of the end zone, gets a foot down, holds on to the ball. Big touchdown catch as the Pioneers are heading to state. That's hot highlight number 3. Rest is up to you. You have until 3 o'clock Friday to vote on KARE11.com for your favorite. I'll announce the final winner of the season during the Prep Sports Extra at 10:15 on KARE on Friday night. It's so hard for young people to see beyond the present, see the big picture sometimes. But I pose the question to some of the best football players in the Metro. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Watch.
Where do I see myself in 10 years? Wow, 10 years. Oh my goodness, Trent's gonna be 27 years old.
Where do I see myself in 10 years? I couldn't tell you. I mean, that's very far away.
Honestly, 10 years. 10 years?
10 years is a really long time.
That's a great question.
Of course, I see myself going pro, you know, see myself in the pros. That's where I see myself in 10 years.
NFL roster. That's the plan.
In 10 years, I'd hopefully want to be making a running for the Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
I see myself in the NFL, making big plays, supporting my family, making my mom happy, making my dad happy, and just supporting the North Side, really.
The dream is I want to play 3 years, 4 years, however long before I declare for the NFL draft.
10 years, I'm 27. I'd like to maybe have a wife. I don't know, is that too early?
Obviously, you got dreams of playing in the NFL, but at the same time, you got to take care of your education, get a job. So that's what my parents always tell me.
I like to think in the present and live in the present. So, I mean, 10 years is a really long time.
I could be in the Air Force working as an engineer, which is what my plan is, but there's so many other paths, and they're all great paths that I could be put on because of the Air Force.
I got dreams of one day being a Supreme Court Justice. I think it'd be pretty fantastic. I mean, hey, whatever God has planned for me, I'm looking forward to.
Probably cybersecurity for a certain company. That's a major.
I want to major in business or some sports management, so I see myself getting myself closer to owning my own business or owning a business even better. So,
if I'm not good enough to play in the NFL, I want to be a businessman, a salesman.
A lot of people are going to call us crazy, but it's really just plan A for me. It's NFL or I don't know what's next, because I feel like if you have a backup plan and you put any energy in a different type of plan, then you're not giving everything you have in your normal plan.
So you got to live in the real world sometimes. Ultimately, I don't know. I'm just trying to live life right now.
Hopefully, I can achieve my dreams in those 10 years, but you never know, so we're gonna work to those dreams.
Well, we wish them all good luck. I think Wyatt Gilmore's, I mean, what he's saying actually kind of makes sense. If you're putting some effort into Plan B, you're not putting all your effort into Plan A.
Well, he puts a little too much effort in the ranch and ketchup on pizza, I think.
That's true.
Where will you be in 10 years?
Where will I be in 10 years? Gosh, I hope I'm still breathing. That's what I hope.
You know, actually in 10 years, I wouldn't mind actually being on the sideline, not as a journalist, but as a coach.
Yeah. I could see that.
I could see that.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I mentioned this Friday night at 11, Dave Fritzy, the game director for the Minnesota High School All-Star football game, will join me in studio to talk about the big game, which is scheduled for December 2nd at US Bank Stadium. In our Prep Sports Extra at 11 o'clock, we'll announce the 88-player roster for the North and South teams. Always a big deal, and Dave will talk about the game in more detail. That's Friday night, November 10th at 11 o'clock on the Prep Show. Also a reminder, Friday night, November 17th will be the night we named the 2023 CARE TV All-Metro football team. This is my 37th annual team. We name an offense, defense, and coach of the year. We release the team at 10:15 on CARE. The full video version of each player will be at 11 o'clock on the Prep Sports Extra, and we hope you'll tune in for that. Friday night, November 17th. And a reminder, you can find every All-Metro team that I've ever put together on care11.com/prep.
You know, I am literally,
I know you are,
getting into the psych up, brain tune mode for that All-Metro show edit.
I know.
Just like before playing in a big football game, it's such a gargantuan project that I literally have to alter my mind and transition into a state of deep focus. It's a live, eat, and breathe thing for 3 days. You just hope that all the computers function without crashing.
Because I've heard when it doesn't work that
and
way.
Ultimately retaining as much hair in my head as possible.
There's
That's
a lot
what it's
of
all
words
about.
being said that we cannot put on TV.
Again, that FCC is going to be after us.
That's right. So that's going to be taking place on November 17th. Craig will be putting all those teams together for us. All right, now it's time for our final Weeble winner of the week.
Well, this is the last offering of the Weeble reward for the season. So in order to claim this prize, you better give me a good reason.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
All rhyming aside, I actually don't want to give this award out yet because that means we're almost to the end. I mean, seasonally challenged, perhaps. So what if I just kind of hang here in silence and procrastinate?
No. No.
I can go all day if you want.
I know you can.
But then we'll lose the viewers. So here, the final Weeble, king of evading tackling pursuers.
Hey, hey, look at me and Weeble.
Now, to win the Weeble of the Week, you truly have to give 100% heart. And this week's winner certifiably is 100% heart. He is Savion Hart of St. Thomas Academy, senior running back, 5'11", 195. Let's look at why. He is Weeble of the Week. He's going to be number 26.
I love this run.
He's going to take a pitch. Let's just watch it first.
This is just outstanding.
Catch me if you can.
Moves.
Look at this.
You talk about quick feet.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So now we're going to break this down again in a bunch of still frames because individual pictures can say 1,000 words or more. First, he makes himself skinny here with the body contortion.
Yep.
Then instantaneously spots and eyes up the next defender. Then instantaneously loses 30 pounds, making himself skinny again. Now look at the low center of gravity when he's about to make the cut. Look at that.
Yeah.
Like so aligned, ready to make the cut, makes the devastating cut, leaves the defender grabbing air. Then he's going to instantaneously turn and eye up the next defender. And then he will leave that defender once again tackling air. Even when he's about to go out of bounds, it looks like he's going to lose his balance right there. There's no way he stays up, right? But he does. And the only thing that actually gets him to a complete stop is the man in the black coat. So congratulations to Savion All Heart Hart for winning our last Weeble of the Week award.
And the idea here is you can't arm tackle that kid. There's just no way you can arm tackle Savion Hart.
No.
Yeah, you've got to put a full body on.
He's got those instantaneous reactions that when you break that down, you can't teach that. That's all instinct.
Yeah, he's a fabulous player. I know that you have something you want to say before we say goodbye for the season.
Well, my mom, Lynn Hudson, who has never missed a show in 7 years, we've done this show for 7 years, found a picture of me in my freshman year of high school and asked me if I would use it. So we can't disappoint Mom, right?
No.
But since we're doing one of me, we have to include one of you too.
Oh boy. Oh, there we are.
That's me as a freshman. I played strong safety running back. You're a senior there, right?
I am.
What did you play there?
I played defensive back.
Okay.
Cornerback.
So my photo is from 1985. I'm going to let the viewers guess when yours is from. Is it 1910? Oh, no, it's
1910. I hate to say this, but it's not. There's a face mask actually on the helmet.
We had to add some color correcting to that photo from 1976.
Color correction? Come on.
I know.
All right.
But, you know, speaking of us playing football.
Yes.
We always talk on this show the value of learning life lessons from the sport of football.
Right.
But what about those life lessons learned by us doing a show about the sport of football? Have you ever thought about that?
Sure.
Well, we've been doing this show, as I said, for 7 years now, which is amazing. And I know one life lesson that you have learned over those 7 years in dealing with my on-show disruptions and far-fetched antics would be the lesson of perseverance.
Absolutely.
You know what people actually don't like?
What's that?
The analytics show, they don't care for the primitive jokes that I use to start the show. You'll appreciate that.
Absolutely.
You know what they
agree
do
with
like?
them. What's that?
The way those primitive jokes make you squirm. I'm going off script to start the show.
Oh, there we go. But first
I'm going to interrupt you again. Okay. Yeah, but I'm a little bit distracted at first. I feel beguiled today.
What does that mean for you?
Are you going to pick it up this year a little bit?
Pick it up in what way?
Well, my back still hurts from carrying the show last year. So if I see the color red and perceive it as red, what you perceive as red, I will never know what that perception is.
Okay, so what's the point
here?
Are
you seeing red right now?
I am, kind of.
Okay, then let's move this along, because my perception is you're getting irritated. You got to overcome my distractions and not lip sync through the show like you normally do. Go figure this.
Okay, what's
the point? If you
the
put a slinky on an up escalator, would it literally go forever?
That's what I've been trying to figure out. Would it literally just go infinitely?
Yeah,
I do
he's
have a
on
sinus infection.
some drugs.
This is actually poison sumac.
Yes.
It's a little bit uncomfortable to handle, but it's really pretty.
I'll pass on that. Oh, God. When will the season end?
by the way, we're talking to head coach Mike Grant, and he said, Craig, why do you go off script so much?
You be quiet. Our spot
Lumberjack over here, Lumberjack Shaver.
Why are we already off the rails? We're already off the rails. We haven't even started yet.
We are both wearing black with a black background, so if the show tanks, we can just kind of fade into the background. Well, it's going to be a derailed type of season then. You better get ready.
What's going on? You okay?
Something perplexing me.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Don't you say a word. No, please don't do that.
The headband's from 1986, too. Here,
yes, it smells like it. Why do you do that to me?
You remember last year when I had a hypothesis? Keep that helmet on. One last word of wisdom.
No.
Wait, one more thing.
Okay, come on.
One more thing.
Can we get to the football?
Wait.
I don't know why you do that to me.
Ask yourself one question.
What?
You're a big boy. You've done this once or twice. Why?
Why? Yeah, thank you.
You just played right into my hand here.
I know I did. I'm asking myself that question all the time during the last 45 minutes of this program. Why?
I still have these questions that I like.
So what do you have this week?
Well, stop interrupting me.
And I wish he was not here.
You come to me with issues, I come to you with issues, and we just want to cancel each other's subscriptions because we're done with each other's issues. The biggest football miracle in the history of football is the fact that you did the show by yourself last week and didn't go down in flames. That is intransifying. Okay. Thanks for stealing
You
my
just
line.
wanted to say whatever you just said.
No.
Intransifying.
See,
What does that mean?
You are.
We don't even know. Some of the things he made it up. Thank you, Andy.
No, check the dictionary. Let's go to Wikipedia. Would you like to slap me with this dictionary?
Oh, I would love to do that.
It's an educational experience, Randy.
Exactly.
That's what Randy, my objective today is to make this show both fascinating and disturbing.
Oh, man, this is just a mess. All right, are you done? That's
Not
it.
quite.
No.
You want a can of Raid to get rid of me?
Oh, God. I would love a can of Raid.
How about I blow your mind?
Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay.
Just practicing.
Put that away. Ice breaking.
Yes, ice breaking. The whole reason I really kind of do this at the beginning of the show is because you come in so nervous.
We're off to a flying start. And I wish he was not here. Oh, boy.
I know what's on your bucket list. To have me stop screwing up the beginning of the show. And I'm just trying to calm everything down.
You're right.
I just want to say, you have a lot of hidden talents, but we haven't found them yet.
Okay.
Last year, I got a little bit of ribbing for being off the script, inconsistent.
I would say there's really no script. Are these like the worst dad jokes you've Googled?
Well, you see, he's trying to bring me down, but again, we have evidence in the community that there's a lot of support for this.
One comment, you need more jokes on Prep Sports Extra. From who? From you? Yeah, you're excellent. Laugh like crazy.
It should be an outstanding football
Oh, you're
game.
going to be live there? So you're going to be with me. So you're going to hear from more people
again.
then how much they like my content. I can't wait for that.
I swear to God, if somebody comes up to you while I'm standing there and says they love you on the show, I will eat my hat.
All right, you heard it. Please come up to me. Anybody, come up to me.
No.
What was that you said?
I will eat my hat.
Can you repeat that?
I will eat my hat.
Okay, one more time, just to be sure.
I swear to God, if somebody comes up to you while I'm standing there and says they love you on the show, I will eat my hat.
Hey, Randy, I don't care what you say. This guy's the man. I love his thoughts, his jokes. He's the show.
Hey, Randy, we need more humor from Craig on the show.
You have completely hijacked the show.
I completely hijacked it, and here's your hat this week.
Okay.
Lovely Twins hat.
So here's the thing.
A big knife so you can cut pieces of it, and some condiments, and a big fork.
Well, I don't like that,
eat your hat.
so we can get rid of that.
It's a Twins hat, so you might get indigestion if you eat that, but there you go. You're used to this point in the show where I cause a disruption in the show.
Right off the bat.
I am not going to cause a disruption in the show.
Okay, no stress. There's no stress here. Well, that's good
I'm
to
going
know.
to create chaos in the show.
Had a quarterback that could
get out of the
stop being a statue and get out of the pocket.
This is what a Weeble does. It stays upright. Upright. Well, that is your reaction that basically sums up 7 years of, I don't know, what do you want to call that? I mean...
it's the anxiety, man. You gave me anxiety again watching all of that.
But that's true perseverance. And
I just want to say that, you know, all that really was done out of love. You know, you're like a brother to me, and I've had so much fun doing this show with you, and you know, I can't believe another season's already done.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's awesome.
You're
I appreciate
incredible,
it,
man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So,
Thank you. Thank you.
And yeah, I'm gonna start crying now.
Don't do that. I just want to say thanks to Craig very much for his dedication, not just for this show, but for the Prep Sports Extra that you see on Friday nights in the stuff that he does for that. His passion for this game, and I thank you for all of that and for being my partner in doing all of this. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the crew that's here every Wednesday to do this show with us. And to Jeremiah Jacobson, who, for his help and his leadership in making this show possible on YouTube. Thank you, JJ, for all of your hard work, especially this season, because we are shorthanded, and you've been able to make this show a success. And finally, this show is all about the coaches, it's all about the players, it's all about the fans, and we hope that you've enjoyed our little take on high school football during the course of this season.
Yeah, and I am emotional, and yes, thank you for bringing up Jeremiah, because we have managed to make this show bigger and better every year. We couldn't have done it without him this year. Thank you to Mark Schiller, our director, for rolling with all our crazy, spontaneous stuff.
Especially you.
He's handled it well. Yeah, I should say my stuff. Floor directors Alex Wallace and Jamie Rogers did an incredible job, and Kerry Clancy also did an amazing job with helping edit. That's stuff that we couldn't have done without the help of those people.
It is a labor of love. There's just no doubt about it when you produce this much content every week for high school football. So thank you to everybody. Thank you to you. Thank you to you for your support. And as I always say every week as we end the show, enjoy the football this week in Minnesota.
Peace.
Thank you.